What is up with everyone? Paul from Thomas Productions here, and today we're going to be going over how to get the Grim Reaper achievement in the Callisto protocol. So, starting off in the very first chapter, Cargo, once you take control over Jacob, we're going to go ahead and head into the first door on the left and pick up Jacob's audio log as our very first one. In the very next chapter, once you get through this ventilation system, you're going to go ahead and be inside of the medical bay. Once you get inside the medical bay, there will be a robot walking around that you'll have to avoid.
Weapon systems online.
Right there. So basically, all you're going to do is either crawl around, wait for him to go ahead, and go on his path. Whatever works better for you, but we're just going to go ahead and follow the path. Once we get
Black
here,
Iron security unit active.
in order to open up the door and unlock it so we can get through to the very next area without being spotted by the robot. Once we open up this control panel, we're going to go ahead and head inside of this door, where right across is the doorway we actually have to go through. Now this is all on the story path, so you don't have to worry about missing this one whatsoever. You'll find it on your way going through the main game. Now, once the robot goes ahead and leaves, we're going to go ahead and head inside of this doorway. We'll be inside of like a surgical type of a room.
Scanning for movement.
Once we're in there, you'll know exactly where the audio log is. It's very straightforward and very easy to get. So heading inside of the doorway, right over here towards our right into the actual full surgical room. We're going to head to the very end of the room. On this crate will be our very next audio log. Now moving on, once you get back to the cell block where Elias gets left, where he leaves from, we're going to go ahead and there's going to be a couple of enemies that are going to ambush you and attack you. Once you mantle over this, we're going to head right into Elias's cell and grab Elias's audio log right there on his table. Our very next one is in the same chapter. Once you go through the whole Ferris situation, on his table will be an audio log by him. So pretty easy. Like I said, most of these are straightforward through the story. Next is in the very next chapter, Aftermath. Now you're going to get to this door for the laundry room where it's locked. There's going to be two enemies inside of this room that are going to ambush you that you're going to have to go ahead and kill. And this is where our first neural implant that we can take will be. We'll have to come back here towards this dead body and go ahead and grab his neural implant in order to proceed through the story. So very easy, very straightforward, and very simple to go ahead and get. Number 5 out of 43, so not too bad. Most of these, like I said, are on the very straight and narrow path of the game. And our next one, once we get inside of the actual laundry room, is going to be two different ways for us to go. Now, once we get through to where the two doors separate, this time we're going to go ahead and head towards the right side. The right side is a separate path from the main story, but if you go left and go through the main story, the door may lock, so make sure you go ahead and head to your right and grab this neural implant coming up before you proceed with the story at all. So once we get in here, we're going to go ahead and crawl through this vent, or not crawl through the vent area. We're going to go past the vent area, head into this doorway where the next neural implant will be for us to go ahead and grab. Now, coming back to the main room of the laundry area, we're going to go ahead and head towards the left doorway this time, towards the main story. Once we get inside of this doorway, we're going to go ahead and get down these stairs right here. And once you get down here, we're going to take a direct left into the maintenance room. Once you get inside of the maintenance room, or right before you get inside the maintenance room, we're going to go ahead and head through this doorway a little bit. And towards here, there's going to be an enemy that runs away. We're going to have to use the control panel, break it off, and open up this door. Now this is also the first secret room, which leads you to an achievement, the commonality, which is an achievement for finding both of the secret rooms within the Callisto protocol, which we will be getting within this guide because there are audio logs in both of these rooms. Once you get through the vent, we're going to go ahead and drop down. Now once you drop down, you're going to be in this tunnel-like area, very hidden, very secret passageway, and we're going to go ahead and head towards our right. down this stairs-like area, head to our right a little bit more, down some more stairs, and right again until you drop down into this blue-looking area. If you turn directly around, there's going to be an opening where you could kind of see the secret room. Once you get to the doorway, we're just going to go ahead and shimmy through the doorway and go ahead and on the desk, straight forward, we're going to grab ourselves our next audio log and pick up the first secret room for the commonality achievement. Now, for our very next one in the same chapter, in the med lab, we're going to go ahead and head towards the way we were supposed to go story-wise. Once you get in here, you're going to see some inmates running from the other side. And you're going to go a little bit further where an enemy is going to come through the glass and try to attack you. Once you kill this enemy, you're going to go ahead and follow directly through towards the right side. And when you get through the next one, which is the medical ward, we're going to go ahead and have to pull the door open. So you're just going to tap whatever action button you might have. For me, it was Y because I was playing on the Series X. For you, it might be triangle, or on PC, it might be E, I guess. Whatever it is for you. Once you get inside this room, there's going to be directly straightforward another neural implant that we're going to go ahead and grab. And directly after this, there'll be a jump scare from an enemy inside of the window, but we missed it. After, we're going to go ahead and head a little bit more. Once you get inside of this area, we're going to go ahead and head through this doorway. Follow this all the way down until you get to the maintenance C110 room. You're going to have to pull this door open as well. There's a lot of these doorways throughout the prison, so it's going to be a little bit harder, but they're all on a direct path. Inside of this room, you know if you're on the right area. You see all of the hanging bodyguard or dead security guards from the ceiling, and at the very end, there'll be a dead guard on the ground, so you can go ahead and take his neural implant for our very next one. After, towards the end of the chapter, we're going to go ahead and get grabbed by the snake-like tentacle thing. On the right side, you'll see an O3 room with a gate area. What we're going to do is head through and climb up here. Another one of the snake guys will attack you, and an enemy will attack you as well. Once you drop down from that same area that we climbed up on, we're going to follow this hallway a little bit more down, and there's going to be a fan right here. We're going to go ahead and head towards that fan on the opposite side of the room, so just follow the blood trail, and once you get here, there'll be another neural implant for us to go ahead and grab. As you guys saw it, an enemy did pop out, so make sure you kill him before you grab it. After this, we're going to go ahead and continue through it. And once you get to this grinder area where it's like an arena, we're going to go ahead and head directly to our left, climb up the two boxes, and we'll get our very next neural implant right before we start the arena area. After this, at the very end of the chapter, after the Danny and Elias,
I thought you knew everything about this place.
Inside of Danny's cell, right on the table will be her audio log. Very hard to miss, very simple. In the very next chapter, Habitat, we're going to go ahead and climb through this ventilation system. Towards our right will be where we have to go, but towards our left will be a hologram of Elias. We're going to go ahead and this box, climb up the other platform, and to our very straightforward will be another audio log. Moving on, once you get inside of this kind of room where there's two gate fuses you have to go ahead and put in order to unlock the door. If we go ahead and head towards the door that we have to unlock, we can grab our next neural implant right then and there. Moving on from the chapter, once you get to the water control room, all we're going to do is follow the path straight forward, not go inside of the water control room just yet. So once you get to the water control room door, you're going to continue to the left side of that door where there's going to be a control panel you'll have to break in order for you to unlock this very next door. Once you unlock this door, you're going to have to grab the gate fuse right to the right of the door in order for you to get to the very next door. Following this hallway, there'll be an enemy, as you guys can see, that'll jump through the vents. And we're going to go ahead and head into the doorway that I was talking about just before. Grab the gate fuse the second you walk in on the right side. And we're going to have to go ahead and head to the other side of the room. where there's going to be another door where we have to put the gate fuse into. Once you put the gate fuse into it, the door will unlock and you'll be in a decontamination type of a room. It does take a little bit for the decontamination to go ahead and play out, so go ahead and use the lockers if you have time. Once the door unlocks though, we're going to go ahead and head into this medical looking room, and inside of the tent to your very right, we're going to go ahead and grab our very next audio log on this dead doctor. Now, coming back from there, going through the control, the water control, you're gonna get to a point in the story where it says shoot the tentacles, and the first tentacle enemy will show itself. Once you go ahead and kill the enemy on the guard that's sitting on the chair, you'll go ahead and grab your very next neural implant. Most of these, like I said, very linear, very on the story path. Not very many that you have to stray from the story path or that you can miss. So moving on to our next one, towards the end of it, when we get to the oxygen type area, there's going to be this steaming room. And towards the left, we're going to go ahead and take the botanical door first. If you go to the right, you do follow the story, so make sure you guys go left through botanical. Once we get here, there's going to be a set of stairs that we're going to climb up, and to our right, there's going to be a wall that we can shimmy through. Once we shimmy through this wall, on the crate to our right will be our very next audio log press to go ahead and grab. Now, moving on from that, back inside of the main room that we were just at before, where I said we're going to go left instead of right, if you go towards the right side, where you actually have to go through for the story, you're gonna go ahead and get jumped by a couple of enemies. Go ahead, take them out, and kill them as fast as possible. Then you are gonna go ahead and head through this doorway on this side, head up the stairs, and there's going to be another enemy to attack you. Go ahead and kill this enemy. Once you kill him, you're gonna have to crouch, walk through this ventilation system. And once you get here, steam is gonna start coming up. It's going to be the invisible enemy on the 4 legs. All you're going to do is run directly past it towards the crate on the wall, climb up it, and then climb into the vent, and we're going to go ahead and crawl through the vent. Now, once you crawl through this vent, you're going to go ahead and be dropped into that middle steam room that we saw earlier when we first came inside of the area. And right on the ground is going to be Bill Piccolo, and you're going to go ahead and grab his neural implant. Make sure you do save before this though. Even the auto save that happens when you first come inside of the doorway will help, because this one can be glitchy. So after you pick up Bill Piccolo's, make sure you go into the habitat section of the data bios and make sure it did unlock for you. So moving on from there, towards the end of habitat, once we get into the very next area, there's going to be a door on the left that says hall, but we're going to go ahead and break the control panel for the hall, and we're going to head directly into this door. Now we're going to go ahead and run down this area where a whole bunch of enemies are going to spawn. Spitter enemy and a couple of regular grunt enemies. All I did was run directly past them and kill the enemies before you grab this audio log. Go ahead and take them out as fast as possible. In the very next chapter, Lost, once you get to the C2 area that you have to go through this house, where you're going to continue straight forward instead of going in there, and inside of here on the shelf will be our very next audio log. Now, coming from there, we're going to get to an area where there's going to be an ambush, where the gate closes on us, and a whole bunch of the 4-legged enemies and regular grunt enemies will be at. Enemies will also bust through doors from them being frozen. We're going to come to this door right here. We're going to go ahead and kill the enemy that comes out from it. And then we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves the very next neural implant off of this dead body right here. So, moving on from there, a little bit further, you're going to get into the caverns. Once you get inside the caverns, you're going to go ahead, and the second you crawl through this area, you're going to go directly to your left and grab ourselves our next audio log sitting on that table, which is ready for us. After you meet up with Danny and she gives you the riot gun, you're going to head up a set of stairs. Head inside of this doorway, and right here on the table we're gonna go ahead and grab or right here on the ground, I mean, it's a neural implant. We're gonna go ahead and grab our next neural implant, just like that. So, moving on a little bit further, we're going to go ahead and head into this room where there's going to be a gate keys you need in order to open a door. And once you open up these locks where that enemy is just sitting inside of the cage, we're going to continue the story area. Once you get into this bigger room inside the prisoner transfer, we're going to go towards the fan, and over here is going to be a dead body stuck inside of a grinder-like thing. We're gonna go and grab just like that. This might be a story I'm not sure if we can continue without doing this, so check and see. But once you get back to the crash ship from the very beginning of the game, where Jacob crash landed with and ended up getting imprisoned, Danny will go ahead and run in. You'll have to walk a little bit. For some reason, it just makes you walk. Once you get inside of the crashed ship, in the room next to Jacob's room at the very beginning of the game will be Max's room, and we're going to go ahead and grab his audio log right now. Now, directly after the crash ship, you're going to head into this facility that Danny takes you to.
Here.
Once you get into this facility, it's going to be right at the very beginning of it, very easy for you to pick up. Again, this is another walking section, so it might take you a little bit longer for you to actually get there, but once you shimmy through the doorway, you're going to go ahead and look directly to your right. We're going to head a little bit further, and once we get here, we're going to climb up this ramp, and right in here will be our very next neural implant for us to go ahead and grab. Now, after this one, we're going to be beginning our after you get into the next room where there's dead enemies and dead robots all over the place, we're going to head over here towards the right to this crate, and we're going to go ahead and grab our very next audio log.
Look around.
Now, finishing up the chapter Lost, we are now in the chapter below. After you first meet the deaf enemies, or the deaf and blind enemies, the blind enemies, not deaf, the blind enemies, we're going to go ahead and kill the first one. Once you kill the first one, you're going to continue down this set of stairs right here. You're going to head into another room where an enemy will be waiting and just kind of walking around, lurking. On the table right next to where he is, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves our very next audio log. Again, right there in plain view for you to go ahead and grab. Make sure you don't get caught by the enemy or kill him, whatever works for you. Moving on, we're going to get to a section where we're crawling through the caverns, and a hand's going to try to grab us. Once you get through the section where the hand tries to grab you, we're going to go ahead and fully crawl out, and there's going to be a couple of places we have to mantle up. So you're just going to go ahead and mantle up every one of these areas. And once you get to the very top, we're going to go ahead and continue to our left, and right over there on the once we get inside this room, there's going to be a bunch of enemies that we're going to have to fight. There's going to be one of the neck grabby snake kind of guys, and there's going to be a whole bunch of the blind enemies. Once you kill them all, you're going to head up the next set of stairs, and to your very left, you're going to go ahead and grab yourselves your next audio log. Now, moving on from this, a little bit further, when you get the key card and you open up the power station door to activate the generator. Once you get in here, there's going to be a tunnel towards your right. Go ahead and run completely down the tunnel, and at the very end of the tunnel will be a dead enemy, dead guy, for you to go ahead and grab his neural implant, and you can go ahead and use that. Next, we're gonna be inside of the actual, almost the generator room. This is the ladder right before. You're gonna have to climb up this ladder, and you're gonna be, it's gonna tell you to go ahead and take a right. Instead of taking the right, you're gonna go directly straight through the wall, and you're gonna shimmy through the wall. Once you shimmy through, it's gonna take you a little bit, it's a little bit of a longer shimmy than most are. You're gonna follow the path after this for our very second secret room. Now, with this secret room, you'll get the commonality achievement the second you walk into the room, but make sure you pick up the audio log when you get in there, in case you forget. So make sure you definitely grab that. It doesn't count if you don't grab it. So we're just going to go ahead and follow through. We're going to drop down right here. And once you get to the light, we're going to follow it directly straight. Drop down once again, where you're going to be in a room filled with the blind enemies. They're going to be dormant, of course, but they will start to pop out and try to kill you and attack you. We're going to go ahead and shimmy through here and head into our next area. Once you shimmy through here, we're going to continue. I'm just staying crouched so I don't have to fight any of these guys, and I can go ahead and grab the audio log as fast as possible. So we're going to continue down this path, and towards your right, there's going to be a place for you to crawl through. We're going to have to go ahead and crawl through this area. Once you get into here, as you guys can see, directly straight is going to be our next secret room. Now, to the right, there's going to be a hole in the wall that you're going to have to go ahead and walk through. Once you get inside of here, you're going to turn to your right, go down another set of stairs, and boom, you are in the second secret room of the game. Never get any spiders or next go ahead and now we have commonality achievement, as well as the next audio log once we pick it up, which is the final secret room within the game. Moving on to our very next one. Once you get at the end of the mission, after you beat the boss of the level, you're gonna go ahead and head straight forward. Before you walk to the door on the left to enter into the next chapter, you're gonna go ahead and grab yourself your next neural implant right there, straight forward. Once you get into the next chapter, Colony, there's two of them directly at the very beginning. You're going to go ahead, head to your left right here, and grab our first neural implant of the chapter. And continuing on, we're going to go ahead and mantle up these areas. Once you mantle up, you're going to have to shimmy through these rocks right over here. And there's going to be a tower that is going to try to autofocus on once you get kind of outside, but not really outside, back towards the colony. You're going to go ahead and take a left through this shipping container looking thing, and once you get in here, right before you go down the ladder, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves our very next audio log. Moving on a little bit further, after you kill all the enemies inside of the town, there's going to be a ladder that is going to tell you that you have to go up in order to get to Midtown. Once you go up and get to Midtown, we're going to go ahead and take a direct right. So we're going to go ahead and climb up the ladder just like this. And there's going to be a dormant enemy right here. Don't kill him if you don't have to. Up to you. And if we go to our right, there's going to be an unlocked door that we're going to have to go through in order to get our very next neural implant. So we're going to go ahead, sneak through here, and right over here will be a dead body that we'll have to go ahead and grab ourselves our next neural implant just like that. So moving on from there, we're going to go ahead and continue through the mission Colony. This is after you get the elevator open with the key card from an area upstairs in Midtown.
Danny, I'm heading up to the tower now.
To Hightown. Once you get here, the second the door opens, there's going to be another neural implant just sitting down on the ground, waiting for you to grab it. Very hard to miss. So we're going to go ahead and grab our next neural implant. We're at 36 out of 43. Very simple, very easy. Now, once you get up to Hightown, there's going to be an enemy that's going to run directly past you. It's one of the spitter enemies. You're going to head through the doorway on the right side. There is going to be an enemy inside of this room. We're going to go ahead and kill him and grab this neural implant that's sitting in the ground, waiting for us. Now, moving on towards the end of the Hightown area, there's going to be a printer. We're going to have to use the gate fuse in order to get through this doorway. And right over here on our left by the balcony will be our very next neural implant for us to go ahead and grab. Now, moving on from there, we're going to go ahead and at the very end of the chapter, once you're with Danny again, right on the once you get up the elevator, there's going to be the crate on your right. We're going to go ahead and grab our final audio log of the chapter Colony. Moving on to the very final chapter, after you fight one of the sub-bosses that we fought as a regular boss earlier, you're going to have to use this gate fuse in order to open up this door. You're going to get to this observation-like area, and we're just going to go ahead and follow it directly down the hallway, where we'll come to a table where an audio log will be sitting. Now, once we run this audio log, 2 enemies are going to attack, so make sure you're ready for them, and you go ahead and kill them before you die. So, moving on, once we get to the psych ward, we're going to have to use the grip in order to open up this vent. Once we climb through the vent, we're going to head to the opposite side of the psych ward door that is locked. Now, inside of this room, the second you jump down from the vent, to your left is going to be the invisible four-legged enemies that we're going to have to go ahead and kill. Once you go ahead and kill that one, we're going to continue through to the end where there's a set of stairs that we'll have to climb. Once we climb up the stairs, you guys will see the very next audio log. So boom, like I said, you kill this guy, and we're going to continue down. Once we get here, to our very left is the set of stairs, and we're going to climb up the set of stairs and grab our very next audio log sitting right there. Now, for our very next one is going to be within the medical bay. It's going to be towards the end, where when you get to the door, there's going to be a disarmed sentry.
Defensive systems powering down.
And the door is going to unlock for us. We're going to go ahead and walk through, and right over here on this air conditioning unit will be our very next audio log. Now, the achievement might pop for you here, as it did for me. But stay tuned because we still have one more to go, and all the audio logs at the very end of the video will be played.
What is all this?
So at the very end of the game, you're going to get into this room with Danny, and right over here on the desk to your left is going to be the last and final audio log for us to go ahead and grab. So, like I said, the audio logs I will play at the very end of the video and show you all and let you guys hear all of them. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And hopefully this helps you get all of the neural implants and audio logs within the Callisto protocol in one go. So, goodbye, and remember to stay timeless.
Personal log. We're docked at Callisto hangar. Confined to quarters while they load the cargo. Max has been on my case about these Europa runs. We've done jobs like this before. Don't know why he cares so much now. I mean, it's just a job. Gotta keep your head down and your mouth shut.
It's now approximately 3 hours post-release. The rate of evolution is staggering. Organic camouflage, biophagic secretions, as if it's adapting to the environment, or adapting the environment to itself. Damn you, Cole, what have you done? A new form of biophage capable of spontaneous combustion. Originally, I thought it might be native, but the morphology is clearly human. The subject was outfitted with a Mark I implant. Perhaps something that made its way up from Arcus. What I do know is that Cole has changed. Nothing's been the same since Europa. He's up to something. Personal log, Dr. Caitlin Marler. Arrived at Black Iron today. Met Cole for the first time. He's authorized me to restart the program. It won't be easy, but I trust in my team. They, as I, understand the promise here. The opportunity that lies ahead. What the hell is Cole up to? Specimen loaded onto modified Gamma-2 cargo containers. Did he think using civilian contractors would somehow prevent me from finding out? This isn't science. It's madness.
Responded to a crash outside the gatehouse. Site secured as per Warden's orders. Access restricted to Mahler's team only. have to find Muller. Where the hell is she? I didn't have a choice. Inmates were tearing through the block. I had to seal the door. Does anyone copy? Yes, Officer Jane. Warden Cole? Where are you? In my tower. Watching. What? Why? What's happening? The end of a long journey. I had to fall back. There were too many. They captured my entire squad. Please, you have to send someone. I don't know how long that door will hold. Get him! Oh, God! No! Tonight, while the prisoner sleeps, I will take matters into my own hands. I will release Mahler's experiments into the wild. No more talk. The time has come for action, and I know that I am right. Computer, initiate the Callisto protocol. My patience is at an end, Muller. It's been close to 6 months.
But we're close to understanding the biophage, to harnessing it. I just need more time.
No. What happened on Europa
Was a tragedy.
was a revelation. This will be my final report from here. The tower renovations are nearly complete. And the program reactivated under the supervision of Dr. Mahler. And what do you hope to achieve? Results after decades of misguided research. Don't you see? Evolution doesn't happen in the lab. It happens in the wild. Listen, if you can hear this, just shoot the tentacles or smash him with your baton. It's the only way. Otherwise, they just get bigger, stronger. I can hear them. They're coming this way. I'm not gonna let them get me. I'm not gonna end up like that. Sir, we have to evacuate. Negative, we have to contain this. Not a single inmate is escaping on my watch. But sir, you don't understand. They're not inmates. Not anymore. You need to go. They're evacuating all civilians from the dome. Tram depart. Listen, I'll be on the next tram right behind you. I just need to... Power goes out and the door won't open. Typical UJC construction. Looks like it's cross-wired. Draws extra power. That's why it needs 2 fuse boxes. Wait, what the hell was that? Adams, if you get this, I'm heading for the dome. They've sounded the evacuation. I found Kaylin, but had to leave her behind. She was catatonic in some kind of cocoon. I'm going to try and contact Mahler. Maybe she can still save us. If you find this, just get the hell out of here.
Just got the call. The UJC is pulling the plug on terraforming Callisto. Why now? After spending billions? It doesn't make any sense. It's almost like they're trying to keep people away.
I tried to reach Ferris, but he's MIA. I had to make the call. Sealed the gates. Trapped them all on the other side. Kaya, it's Max. I need your advice. Did you see the footage? That poor kid. I keep trying to talk about it with Jacob. It's like he won't listen.
Come on, cargo's loaded. Final check.
Look, this can't all be a coincidence.
I don't know. My clearance should work, but I'm locked out of the system.
Stand down.
No, wait! I'm the ship commander!
Lethal force has been authorized.
Override! We're guards! Override! Jerica, are you there? You see the UJC response team, for the love of the gods, run the other way. I'm on the platform. Headed back to Arcus.
Mission log 001, Dr. Yoon reporting. We've just arrived at the old transport hub. It's been sealed like a tomb for the past 75 years. Preliminary readings are inconclusive, but there's no immediate evidence of a breach in the containment zone. Mission log supplemental. Dr. Yoon reporting. They came out of nowhere. Killed Sandy and Warren. They must have escaped from Arcus, trapped for decades, evolving, adapting, down here in the dark. I've contacted Mahler, requested immediate evac. I just hope she sends help soon. Those things, they killed them all. My whole team is gone. I tried to restart that old platform to get back to Arcus, but there was no power. I can hear them. They're everywhere. They're getting closer. Dr. Muller, if you hear this, did you know what was down here? Did you know? Rama was the sign that pointed the way. And the proof is here on Callisto. On this frozen rock, a centuries-old dream made manifest. We only have to dig deeper to find the source. I had no choice, couldn't let it spread. Now, they were all disposable, of course, but what we found, what I found, it could be the key to everything. I must contact the Circle. No, and they told us a new life awaits. Yeah, right, man. We're like the same old shit. Look, I promise I'll get you out here real soon. Okay, I miss you.
Told them it was a complete waste of time, but UJC wasn't having it. Now they got my whole crew working OT. I just hope they find whatever it is they're looking for. I've never seen anything like it. It came from down there, under the ice. The whole site's on lockdown. UJC's got a response team en route, but they gotta hurry. Something's happening. People are getting sick.
Please, you gotta help me.
Sir, I need you to calm down.
No, it's in my head.
I need you to calm down and answer the question. Now, when was your first exposure?
Please, it hurts. UJC's gathering everybody up in the Hightown Square for vaccinations. We're finally getting out of here.
Subject 324-980. Can you hear me?
I can hear it in my head. Make it stop! Make it stop!
Observation log. Subject 324-980 exhibits an intriguing mix of characteristics, most notably an enhanced will to survive. Recommend extraction and induction into the program. After 2 weeks in the program. Subject 324-980 exhibits remarkable physical enhancements, though his mental state is deteriorating rapidly. Flag the subject for Mahler. Maybe this'll help get Cole off our backs.
Responded to a crash outside the gatehouse. Site secured as per Warden's orders. Access restricted to Mahler's team only. Never thought I'd miss the old Warden. At least she was by the book.
Thank you.